Well, hello, and welcome back to the Fiercely Fit podcast and YouTube broadcast. Today, we're going to talk about getting out of a slump. I don't know if I mentioned in the last podcast broadcast that I was in school and my classes were resuming, and I was not sure how I was going to adjust my schedule to continue meal prepping, working out, and doing everything I needed to do to stay on track. So, I've been back in class now since August 13th, and I only go to class 2 nights a week on campus. My other class is an online class. So I was thinking that, I could keep my schedule up and continue with what I've been doing, going to the gym every single morning, waking up at 4 a.m., getting to the gym by 5, and doing my hour, coming back home, getting ready for work. Well, in theory, it was good to think that I could keep that up. But a funny thing happens once we roll into the fall months. I have never professed to be a morning person. And when you throw cooler temperatures and eventually cold weather into the mix, I am definitely not a morning person. Okay. So I don't know. It's like my internal clock just knows when we get to that time of the year. All of a sudden, it was harder and harder to get out of bed when the alarm went off at 4 or 4:15, as I later adjusted it to. So I had also been having trouble with my meal prepping. I was bored, for lack of a better word. I was new into counting macros, and I'll be honest, it's not difficult to do, but it's just too much for me. I'm at a place right now where I want to do the work and see results. I don't want to count anything. I don't want to measure anything. I just don't have time for that because 2 nights a week after I leave work, I go straight to class and I don't have time to cook or prep multiple meals. I mean, I could, but I just don't, because that means I would have to warm up whatever it is before I leave work and eat it while I'm on the way there because my class starts at 5:30. I usually get off work at 5 o'clock, but lately I've been having to make sure that I don't get caught up in any conversations or, sneak past certain people so that I can get out on time. And, any other day I usually stay till 5:15, 5:30. But those 2 days, I have to be out at 5 o'clock because the class that I take, we have a quiz as soon as we walk into class, and she closes the door at 5:30. And if you're not in, you don't get to take the quiz. So, long story short, I just don't have that kind of time. So, what I decided to do, I've been following several not beauty. Well, yeah, I do follow beauty people on Instagram, but health and fitness people on Instagram. And I've come across some people that have totally changed my thinking as far as fitness and my health and fitness goals are concerned. So one of those people is Coach Sparkles. That is her Instagram name. It's Coach Sparkles, spelled just like you would think it's spelled. And she is a fitness instructor. She's a certified Zumba instructor and personal trainer, and she works with a company called Balance 365. Now, Balance 365 also has an Instagram page and a Facebook page. They are about to launch what they call their Power Bowl Challenge. I'm going to be taking part in that because basically for one meal a day, you use recipes that they send you to create a completely balanced and nutritious meal that is supposed to help you stay full and feel full longer while nourishing your body properly. So I'm all for that. And then that's another tool in my arsenal for my meal prep situation because at this point, I need all the help I can get. So that challenge kicks off on September 9th. All you have to do is go to Balance 365's Instagram and sign up, put your email address in, and then they will send you the recipes and the information starting on September 9th, I believe. So I'm excited about that because, like I said, I need help in that area. With that being said, I have decided to return to my semi-pescatarian life, and I purchased my wild Atlantic cod wild caught cod and my wild caught salmon this weekend when I went to Costco. You can also find wild caught cod and wild caught salmon at Sam's. You just, it depends on where you have a membership and what your preference is. I was in Costco, so that's where I picked it up. I've never tried Costco's cod, but I found that the quality of their meats and just their food in general is a lot better. So I'm not expecting anything different when I try this cod for the first time. I have had their wild caught salmon before. It is superb. And I have a really good recipe for a marinade that you can use to season it and bake it, which is how I usually prefer to prepare my fish. Except for mahi, I prefer my mahi to be pan seared, and that's just something I stumbled onto recently. So anyway, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. Coach Sparkles and Balance 365. Just check them out on Instagram. If I can, I will try to put a link in the description box once I finish this video to Instagram where you can click directly on it and go straight to their profiles. The Balance 365 group is a group of ladies that address issues that are important to moms and women that are trying to reclaim their health and get balance in their lives, hence the name. They do a lot of posts about issues that moms face, such as your physical issues after pregnancy and childbirth, hormones, and that sort of thing. They also have a podcast, which you can listen to on iTunes, or you can go to their website and listen to it straight to their website if you don't have an Apple device. So the third Instagram account I wanted to mention that has helped me get out of this slump is Carter Good. Carter Good is a fat loss expert, and he's lost a lot of weight himself. He posts about basically living your life, what I like to call the 80-20 plan for living your life, whereas you're not tied into a strict regimented program that will make you eventually get to the place where I was, where you get just sick of keeping up with stuff, tracking stuff. Now, he does believe in tracking your food intake and making sure that you're eating, for the majority of your meals, good quality whole foods, meaning minimally processed, mostly just protein, vegetables, and carbs in their natural state: brown rice, white rice, oatmeal, whatever, carbs that have not been significantly modified to be ready to eat. And I like his approach to that. I'm about to say something that's probably going to shock some people, but I have actually given some thought into canceling my gym membership. And I know that's probably something you never thought you'd hear me say, because lately all I post about, eat, sleep, breathe is getting to the gym. But I came to the realization that if it was causing me more stress to figure out how I would get to the gym, then I probably need to reevaluate how I viewed it. It was becoming an all or nothing type thing for me. And we all know that's, when you're in that mindset, that's a dangerous place, because you can easily slip back into your old routines and your old habits. And before you know it, you're not working out at all. You're eating whatever you can find. You're going through the drive-thrus again on a daily basis, and the weight creeps back on. So I am contemplating getting rid of my gym membership, because at this point, I am not the type of person that can work out in the evenings consistently, because my job takes a lot out of me mentally, which also causes me to be physically tired. And if I can't get up in the morning and make it to the gym before I go to work, it's pretty much all downhill from there. I don't think I could get back into the routine of going in the evenings like I did when I first started my weight loss journey. Now, with that being said, I know for some people, you need to go to the gym, because if you don't get out of the house, you won't do it. And I understand that. But another reason that I like Carter Good's Instagram account is, in addition to information about food, nutrition, fat loss, he also posts workout information. So he posted a I forget what they call them, an infographic a few days back, or it might have been a couple of weeks back, but I just saw it last week of a workout routine that you can do at home with a set of dumbbells. And it's a full body workout routine, strength training routine. So that is what I'm going to do. Now, I was already doing a full body routine that didn't really require a gym membership. It could have been done at home, but except for what I do on the leg day of that circuit, there was the leg press was part of the routine for leg day, which you can kind of work around that a little bit. But I personally like the leg machine, the leg press, the seated leg press. Um, I just enjoy using it. Call me weird. So this is my plan. I'm going to do Carter Goods program 2, maybe 3 times a week, with because I'm going to allow at least one day of rest in between strength training days, which is what you should do to allow your body to recover and your muscle fibers to recover. And then I'm going to go to the gym maybe on Saturday or Sunday, depending on how the week goes and what homework I have to do. Because let's face it, I don't get to do a lot of studying during the week. With online classes, there's typically a lot of reading and discussion posting and responding to others in the discussion forum. And that kind of takes concentration and time for me. It's not something I can just, zip out like that. So during the week, I usually don't get home till 6. If it's a night that I'm at class, I don't get home until 8, a little bit after. So usually that's just enough time to have a snack or have dinner if I haven't eaten, shower and go to bed, or try to get ready for the next day, figure out what I'm going to wear, that kind of thing. So my plan is to, even though I can get up in the morning, it's getting out of the house that's a challenge, and getting out of the house on time. So this routine that Carter Good posted should take 30 minutes or less, I believe. And I have several sets of dumbbells in weight ranges that I was using at the gym. I have a set of 5-pound, 8-pound, and 10-pound dumbbells. I also have a treadmill, which you see right back here. And although I'm not a big fan of the treadmill because of the issues with my feet and knees that I've mentioned in previous podcasts, I think I can make it work because I'm not, again, focusing on hour-long cardio sessions. I've gotten to the point where even 30 minutes feels like too much. So if I can get 20 to 30 minutes in 5 days a week, I will be more than satisfied with that. Because what I've noticed is, and this has proved my theory that I had a while back, my body responds much better to strength training for whatever reason, and it always has. So as long as I keep up my strength training routine and get my cardio in, I should be fine. Now, for right now, I plan to walk outside because it's still in the 60s and 70s in the mornings right now here in Alabama. When we get to a point where it's the 40s and 50s, I will probably be hitting the treadmill to get my cardio in, unless I decide that all I'm going to do that day is cardio and I go to the gym. So, with all of that being said, I know at some point everybody has days where they go through a slump or times where you go through a slump. And for me, I found the best way to work around that and to come out of the slump is to change up what I'm doing. If I've gotten to a place where what I have been doing is not working for me and I'm dreading it, and let's be honest, nobody gets to a place, even when you love the results that you are getting, even when you get to that place, you're still not excited to go to the gym. Let's be honest. I start off saying all kinds of stuff to myself in my head, like, I cannot wait until this is over. And I might not have even stepped onto the machine or picked up the weights yet. Halfway through, I'm looking at the watch, the clock on the wall, the phone, and I'm like, oh God, I got like 20 minutes left, or I'm only halfway through this circuit, or whatever it is. But that is where you kind of creep towards the edge of burnout. So I'm hoping that changing my routine, changing my mindset towards my goals, changing my thought processes as far as eating goes. Because I'll be honest, when I was on that super restrictive low fat diet that I started out on, I never binged, but I did have moments where I couldn't be trusted if there was pizza or ice cream or cake in the house because I was going to have some. And it may be, I get a piece or two or a bite or two. And then next thing you know, 20 minutes later, I'm back in there getting another bite or another spoonful or whatever it was. And so those calories add up. And, that sort of restriction will set you up for a binge. In my case, I was not the type that could have an iron will and just ignore certain foods. And I mentioned before that the place where I work, we refer to it as we serve food always because there's always some sort of food. And our manager, he's a wonderful person and a great cook. And he brings us breakfast sometimes on Mondays for our Monday morning meetings. And I don't even sweat it anymore. Last Monday we had homemade peach pie and homemade cinnamon rolls. And I had a cinnamon roll. Yes, I did. And I enjoyed it. It was very good. As I like to tell my husband these days when he'll ask, "Did you eat such and such?" I regret nothing. Okay? Nothing. So it's okay to have a treat every once in a while. As I was saying about Carter Good's philosophy, I'm sliding over into the 80-20 perspective on life. If 80% of my meals are low fat, balanced within my calorie and macro range, great. If I decide that I want to go to lunch and have if I want to go to my one of the local places and get my favorite sandwich, which is a turkey panini on focaccia bread with roasted red pepper aioli, you best believe that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, with a side of broccoli salad. So that's just, I mean, I'm at a place right now where I feel like I've made some great progress. I don't feel like eating the way that I'm eating right now is doing any damage or reversing any of the work that I put in. It's helping to keep me mentally healthy because I'm not so fixated and focused on food and thinking about the next special occasion when I might be able to eat some of the things that I like. My husband made homemade macaroni and cheese last week, which, if you know me in real life, you know that is an event. People hear about him making mac and cheese and they just show up at our house with containers, or they want to know if there's any left that they can come and get. So that's how good it is. I had some maybe 3 times this week. Now, was it a portion like I used to eat where it was a third of the plate? No, I managed to control that and have maybe a fourth of the plate or a little bit less than what I would have eaten previously. So, moderation is the key. So now for the announcement that I alluded to on Facebook, I mentioned Carter Good's workout. So what I'm going to do is go through the whole workout today and see how I like it, see if I want to tweak it, because some of you may know I have favorite moves that I like to do. Right now, I'm a little bit obsessed with sumo squats, weighted sumo squats with medicine balls and kettlebells. I don't have a medicine ball or a kettlebell here at home. I do have a 10-pound set of dumbbells, so I am going to use one of the 10-pound dumbbells and just change it into goblet squats, but I'm going to do my lower body, my legs in the position for a sumo squat because I like working those thigh adductors, but that's just me. And I also like single leg deadlifts. There's regular deadlifts on his plan, but I'm going to play with that, mix it up, see how I feel about it. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. The workout, it covers all the major muscle groups, and each part of your body will get a good workout. So I'm going to record that for you guys and post it on my Instagram. And if I remember, I will also put a link to my Instagram in the description box so you can go straight to it. It will probably be silent recording because I like to listen to music while I work out. And Instagram and Facebook have all these rules now about music and copyright issues, and they will remove your video if you have copywritten music in it and you have not put the little "I do not own the rights to this music" disclaimer in there. So I feel like it's easier for me to just mute the sound on the video. But I will also, in that Instagram post where I post myself doing this workout, there's a total of 6 or 8 moves, I believe. And when I post it, I will post the infographic that Carter posted on his Instagram page so you can see what the reps are and the sets and all that. And yeah, I think that's it. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you're in a slump, do not worry. It happens to all of us at some point. You can come out of it if you have the right mindset. You may need to reevaluate your plan. You may need to reevaluate your goal. You may need to adjust your thinking and your expectations. I mean, that's something I have to do all the time because, I don't have the typical fitness model body, but my goal right now is to change the perception of what the world views as a quote unquote fitness model, because I'm in great shape, probably better shape than I was the last time I was below 200 pounds. So I don't see any reason why I couldn't be a fitness model, because I know there are a lot of women out there like me, 5 feet or under, and, aren't the typical tiny, petite gymnast body. So yeah, I mean, one of my complaints all the time about the plus size industry is they always assume just because somebody's plus size, they're tall. No, that's not always true. So anywho, let me go upstairs and take off this makeup, wash my face, and set up my station for the workout. And I will see you guys on Instagram. My Instagram is at Kim Be Fearless, and that's how I am on Instagram and Twitter. I'm getting ready to do something with my Fearlessly Fit page on Facebook. I don't know if I'm going to keep that name, if I'm going to change it to Kim Be Fearless, or Kim Be Fearless is Kim Be Fearlessly Fit. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thank you guys for listening and watching. I will see you in the next Fearlessly Fit broadcast and podcast. Have a great Sunday. Bye.